Welcome back to another episode of Absolutely Nothing Podcast. Eric the Pterodactyl Dumlow here.
Michael, real Anne Hathaway Sorosky.
And we're doing a quick one on a Monday without Steve. So, biggest perks of this, we don't have to hear about his fucking kid anymore. Like, geez. You know what I mean? Like, life at our age, we hear enough about kids, and it's only going to be more conversations about kids as we get older. And he's just, last podcast for anyone who listened, just yapping away about his kid the whole time. And like, we get enough of that at parties. People listen to our podcast to have a better conversation than they do at the average like party or catch up. And he's just yapping about his kid, dude. So I'm excited to not talk about it today. Aren't you?
Yes. And there's a phrase which I live by. You have to crawl before you bawl. This kid isn't even crawling yet. What's the phrase before crawl? You have to, he just cries.
Right.
And then has Steve Maria like trained like a dog, like Pavlov's dogs. That's Stephen Maria. Just like, oh, he's, I wish I could do that. Just cry and someone bring me food.
So yeah. But anyways, Steve's not here. That's why he had something come up. So Sorosky and I get to just speak on his behalf. So we might add some comments, what Steve would say in certain moments. I did want to bring up too, we had a question come in from a fan named David Laurie out in Canada. And he sent it in 2018. So just goes to show, we're not the best managers of this podcast in general. Didn't see it until now. It's 2021, but we'll get to it now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So his first question was what do you think about the Kanye, Pusha T, and Drake beef that's going on? So we can't really talk about that now because that happened 3 years ago.
You're right. I was hoping his first question would be about the Atlanta Braves defense because it would not be a timely response.
So that's the first question. So we won't get into that.
Okay.
His other question, which was actually good, for now, who would survive the longest in a zombie apocalypse or disaster? Eric, Sorosky, or Steve?
Wow. It's a great question.
Zombie apocalypse. So I'll go first because I had some more time to think about it than you did. So you can think for a second. I think that I would be very smart at like problem solving. Like, what's the next problem? Okay, we need water. Okay, let's get water. This is the solution to water. I think it'd be very good at problem solving. I think Steve would also be very good at problem solving. Steve's also just like a bigger guy too. So like in terms of fighting zombies or people trying to take over, that'd be good. I know he also is more experienced with guns than I am. So from a protector standpoint, I think he'd be good there.
Here's my big Steve fear, which I think he would admit. I think Steve's big problem would be finding food he would be okay to eat. Like he would find an animal, kill it, and then just be like, I don't know. It's kind of like this rat that I just found. Is it cooked enough? Is it not cooked enough? And then by that point, a zombie could come and attack it.
That's a great point. And I think you and I would be pretty good with most food. I mean,
I could just eat a rat, just catch it.
Just
a
live rat.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm hungry enough. And I in addition to my lifeguard career, in a prior career, I was an Eagle Scout. Now, granted, I wasn't like a great Eagle Scout, but I could go outside and survive and did that frequently and, dealt with, camping conditions and that type of life I think I did a few like 2-week trips and just so I could mentally be okay with it, with like living on the lam or living in not, 5-star resort. That I think would be for you is probably your biggest mental hurdle is just like, where's the air conditioning? I deserve better than this. There's zombies everywhere. Can I get some fucking AC at some point?
Yeah. I mean, 2 weeks, if you've done that before, that's a huge perk because within 2 weeks, I think either, they're taking over everything, we're all dead, or we're getting help within 2 weeks. So I think you only need to survive about 2 weeks in most cases anyways. Sometimes it could be months, who knows?
But if it's more than 4 months, what's the point? You survive and you're just in eternal zombie land, fight forever. So obviously, you'd rather survive than not survive.
The biggest winners of The Walking Dead died season 1, episode 1. Those are the biggest winners of the show. Those are
Right.
like, it's not the people who are here season 15 surviving. What have you won? You haven't won anything. A miserable life.
And great, you can show someone your resume of but everyone's dead.
Right. Who are you going to show it to?
Right. That's a zombie who's going to kill you anyway.
Exactly. So, okay. So my final vote on who would survive the longest is you. It's you,
wow.
Sorosky. Because, and here's why. Because I think me and Steve would have a slight advantage on like, okay, this is what we have to do, and we would just start thinking logically. But I think you would think outside of the box in a way that other people wouldn't think. And you would just be like, oh, why don't we just like stay in this, why don't we just live in this gas station? Because this gas station has a ton of food. Or like, you would just think of a solution that no one else would think of, and it would work out incredibly well. And like, I'm thinking you just might not even know there's a zombie apocalypse happening. Like you might just like be in your basement for 2 weeks anyways, and then come out and be like, yeah, just survived like on accident.
Yeah, that was the first couple of months of Corona, actually. I'm just
there
like,
you go.
What's everyone's deal? It's July. And everyone's like, I haven't left my basement. I'm like, me either. What's going But I was just chilling,
Yeah, you just came out in July. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, okay. Here's an interesting point, because you talked about me thinking outside the box. And my outside the box thinking led to a little indecision. But I think Steve is my 1 and you're my 2. And I'm the 3. Because what you didn't mention, or even at all, is sort of, I feel like if you, me, and Steve are on the street and someone can take in one of us, they would take in Steve, because of course they would take in Steve. He's just that lucky, just whatever. If just, I feel whoever comes in, they're gonna be like, we need a big, tall guy, big, strong guy. We don't care about survival skills.
Steve's really good.
Big, strong guy.
He's really good socially like that too. Like he would get in the house for sure. He would talk himself in.
Right. Like they might kick out some of their family and like give Steve a bed.
Agreed. Agreed.
And I think you would be really into that part as well. Once you saw Steve into the bed, and into the house, you'd be like, whoa, what am I not doing? And then try to do that. I don't know if it would work, but
I think I think I would do a good job of planting doubt in the family's mind about Steve.
Okay, good.
And then I could get let in. That's what I'd be good at.
I'm like, he could pretty easily kill the whole family. He is big and strong. And you're like, wait a second, these rights.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, zombies they're 6'6". Try to make them, just try to make them think that Steve's a zombie.
Yeah, perfect zombie height.
Yeah. Also, just if in the morning, if Steve's kind of tired, and you just wake him up, he's just like, that's horrifying for a zombie.
You're an idiot.
I think that's with everyone, once they do that out loud. But
so yeah, those are answers. So clearly we haven't decided who would be the best, but I would definitely be the worst because you got to vote and Steve got to vote.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We need Steve's vote to tie break when he comes back on.
Yeah. So maybe next up we'll get that.
Or if any of our listeners want to submit their opinions on who would be the best in a zombie apocalypse, hashtag AMP zombie apocalypse. That's a clean, quick, efficient.
It's a really easy hashtag. Apocalypse, very easy word to spell.
Right. All of our listeners know how to spell zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. You got anything? Otherwise, I got a few random things.
Nothing big. Just showing up.
Okay. I have a good point then that I'd like to make.
Okay.
I think you'll agree with me. Pizza Hut's been advertising a lot on the sports I've been watching. Okay. And their slogan is that, do you know what their slogan is?
No. I watch a lot of like YouTube TV, so I get slightly different advertisement.
Okay.
So I haven't really seen a Pizza Hut recently.
Well, you're lucky because it enrages me every time I see it, because their latest slogan that they're all in on is nobody out pizzas the Hut. And I just want to say, there's a lot of people who out pizza the Hut.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I can like most, I would say most pizza restaurants out pizza the Hut.
right. Their slogan should be, "We can get you decent pizza fast," because most other places can't do that.
Right. I can't even tell you the last time I've had Pizza Hut though.
It was this is how much of a socialite I am. I remember when I was like 13 or 14, and like my friend, someone's parents took me, and I was not happy. I was like, we're eating fucking Pizza Hut? I'm 14. What the hell?
That's when they had like the buffet, like the pizza buffet.
Right.
Yeah. COVID crushed, the pizza buffet.
I did love that they had like red cups for soda, like a weird Pizza Hut unique cup. I haven't seen, maybe at a similar knockoff pizza spot, but I don't know. Their soda cups very interesting.
Like
But
the
yeah.
red plastic ones.
Right.
Those are good cups. I like those cups
Yeah.
over other cups. Over a glass, I like those cups.
I definitely should have stolen a couple just so I could just have them, around the house.
Yeah,
Which is-
those would be
that
nice
should be
to
it.
have.
That should be their advertisement. Come in, steal a cup or two, have a couple slices of D- pizza.
Yeah, I don't remember it being good pizza. Like I would put Domino's over Pizza Hut for sure.
Right. I think there was something when I was a kid, just because it was the number one name in like delivery pizza, and we were so stupid. We're like, that means it's the number one pizza. It's the most popular. It's all over.
And they all look the same.
Americans aren't stupid. We're not going to order subpar pizza.
Yeah, exactly. So we can agree, a lot of people out pizza the Hut.
Right. And also, just slight tangent, because I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I've definitely had, watching YouTube TV, the same few commercials just hitting me, and it drives me insane.
Do you remember what they are?
I don't, but I remember I watch MLB Network a lot, and this is my extremely annoying pet peeve. They've been doing this thing where they show like all-time plays sort of as commercials, but they do two things that really piss me off. The first is they cut them off a lot because they don't finish it. So instead of watching like Derek Jeter and A-Rod and Roger Clemens, I'm watching like the idiot on the Tigers. I'm like, I should have been watching Derek Jeter. That's so much better quality. And the second thing they do that really bothers me is they're like, oh my God, this great moment. I remember one is this guy, Ryan McMahon. I didn't even know he plays in the league. He hit 2 home runs 2 weeks ago. And that's in the all-time great moments reel. I don't need to be reminded of a mediocre moment that happened in May 2021. I want like a really cool, like Ken Griffey Jr. did something.
That's the whole point of all time, is like it's supposed to jog your memory. Like most people probably remember those 2 homers from 2 weeks ago. It's supposed to be from like the 90s. We're like, oh, I remember that now.
Some people are like, I didn't even shower since he hit the 2 home runs. It was 8 days ago.
I think the ball is still in the air.
Right. Like if someone got hit with that ball in the arm, they would still have a mark on their arm.
That's a very good point. I don't, and in that case, I don't want to be reminded of those 2 home runs,
right?
Because I have a bruise on my arm.
That's the other thing. So one of the moments that they play is the Cubs win the World Series, which is kind of cool. But I was just thinking, if I was an Indians fan, I would just kill myself every time I'm watching a baseball game. It's the most painful memory I've ever had as an Indian. I'm not an Indians fan, but I'm just trying to watch a normal Sunday night game between Ohtani, the Angels, and the Red Sox or something, and see some great players. I'm reminded that my team lost the World Series to the fucking Cubs.
Yeah,
I don't know if we need to see that in the middle of all the great plays. And if I was an Indians fan, I would, I would find another way to watch, because that's unacceptable.
good point. Yeah, I actually have to go soon. But I have one last thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay, yeah, I really quick just want to give a shout out to John Lester. He's pitching in Wrigley Field today. That's what I will be doing for the next few hours of watching. Hopefully the Cubs lose to him. He's coming back in town with Schwarber on the Nationals. So If I was a little less cheap, I'd probably go in person because it's 2 blocks away. But I'll probably just order food and watch in my basement.
I love how you're cheap, but how much do you have on the game?
I don't know because my average game is 50 to a few $100 bet. But for this game I don't know because Cubs are a favorite. But I'm rooting for maybe bet on the Nationals and hope they win. I don't know. But I'm just rooting for Leicester.
Yeah. Um. So okay, here I got something. So I wrote this down. I read an article about some lady. Her last name was Irmgard. She's German.
Okay.
Quite a name. But they're talking about like pressing charges against her for what she did in Holocaust camps. And she's 95 years old now. And when she was working at Holocaust camps, she was under 21 when it happened. And, you know, I get it. Those crimes are timeless, can't be forgiven, you know. Probably hard on
it. I forgive it.
Probably hard on you being a dirty Jew. But like, come on. It's been enough, right? Like she was under 21 when it happened. She's 95 now. Like, come on.
I'm giving her statute of limitations. What are we supposed to do? Beat her with a stick?
I agree. Thank you. But the article said like she worked at one of the camps that was a particularly bad camp. And I feel like every time I read about a concentration camp, it's always like one of the particularly bad camps.
Right.
What was happening at the not particularly bad camps?
Right. As a Jew who had to watch some of these like documentaries, there was no volleyball. What are the good camps?
Maybe there was. Right. Maybe they just focused on the camps where they were gassing people. Maybe the other ones, it was just like, yeah, like volleyball's only 1 hour a week, and you know the food's like lukewarm.
Buddy system, but you can't pick your own buddy. Oh my God! This is the Holocaust.
Right, like the sheets are a little stale.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The chef is a 4 out of 10. This is terrible.
The line for lunch is really long all the time.
You would not believe the amount of Jews and gypsies and disabled people who I'm stuck living with right now. This is terrible.
I wouldn't call this a particularly bad camp, but
yeah. Well, yeah, I get. Yeah, I mean, also, how can she control what kind of camp it is? It seems above her pay grade.
I agree.
That's like saying, yeah, he worked at Chipotle, but it was in Chicago, so it's kind of a bad location, so I'm not going to hire him again. Oh, okay, that's really, he's just making burritos and giving them to people. I don't know what this chick was doing.
I don't know what it was like to ask for a transfer to a different concentration camp.
Right. Or say, hey, I want to go into painting. I don't know if I want to really be concentrating on camps right now and more focus on painting. I don't know if
I don't know if they would have. Yeah, I don't know if that would have gone over if they would have been like, all right.
You know what they would have said? Sit down. Hell no.
No, they would have said that's totally fine. Why don't you go down this hallway and we'll talk about it in this other room.
Oh yeah. Wait, why are there lots of Jews and gypsies and gas in this room?
Why are there no lights or windows in this room?
Then she's like, oh, because it's like where the kiln's gonna be for.
She's like, what does that smell?
Oh no!
Why is everyone screaming?
And again, going back in full circle, and she would not have been on trial today. So,
right. So let's give her a pass.
Yeah, I don't know if ANP has a vote. You know, she's good. Also, how big? Don't we have other stuff to do in terms of prosecuting like actual criminals?
Probably.
Not saying she's not an actual criminal, but criminals who are under 65, you know, can we work on that?
No, I mean, we could honestly say under, 85 and we'd still be 10 years out.
And here's also what's crazy. I just thought of this really quick. We try to, if you're a juvenile and so you're young, you get less punishment because you're young and stupid. Mm-hmm. But theoretically, you have more time to commit more crimes. So maybe we should be tougher on that. Because what's okay, even if this 95-year-old's a big Jew murderer, and let's for argument's sake,
Like she continued, like the war was over and she just kept doing it.
well, like what's she gonna do? If she comes to my house and knocks now, like I can just like walk away.
Right.
So she's not really a risk. If there's like a 21-year-old of her, 15-year-old of her, that's a super risk.
I see your point. They've still got many more years to do murder.
Right. Like, why are we focusing on this one when we can focus on, which again, the political system does not work this way.
Yeah.
The political system's like, oh, you're a 15-year-old Jew hater. Well, maybe let's try to fix you, and then we'll see what happens. Wait. Like, I don't know if that's the way.
I agree.
Interesting though. Food for thought.
So yeah, those were the quick hits I missed on the last cast. So I'm
Okay.
out of everything. You got anything?
Just the Lester thing. I want him to beat the Cubs.
I have to sign off early because booked a reservation. Liz got promoted today, so we're celebrating.
Oh wow! Congrats!
So congrats, Liz. But you know what's super annoying about this? Like, it's great that it happened today, but timing wise, like gonna celebrate. Even though I talked shit about steakhouses on the last podcast, we're gonna go to a steakhouse. But like, could it come at a worse time after the last couple of days? I would imagine both of us have lost thousands of dollars. I know I have. Thanks to Elon. So like, could we get a promotion like after, we're on an upswing or something? Or
Right. Yeah, after Elon's like, oh yeah, Dogecoin is stupid, Bitcoin's actually the way. Okay, now we can go buy some food.
yeah, pretty annoying that, based off of like, I know there's other factors, but pretty much the crypto market has tanked because of Elon just getting pissed off and talking shit about it.
Yeah, the crypto market it's still. I've been following it for since 2015, 14, 13, something like that, and it's just crazy. I remember Mark Cuban tweeted in like 2013 approximately. It's like, I'm not sure about Bitcoin, and it dropped 11%.
Yeah.
And we used to have wild. The one cool thing I read is this should theoretically be the last time a person can mess with Bitcoin, because aside from Elon Musk, there's no one who's like above Elon Musk on the fucking with the cryptocurrency scale. So, unless we can have our friend Jason talk to Elon again and try to fix this, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm holding because my theory is that like Elon started this, but then a lot of the major holders did a sell off because, it was up at like what, 56, 58, and they do a sell off. And then when the whales, as they call them, when they sell off, the price goes down and then they can just buy low after everyone else freaks out and sells. And then
Right.
I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to be a part of the future. So I think, the really rich people are going to tremendously benefit from this. And then people who freak out and sell right now while it's low are going to get screwed over. So I think only option is to hold, if not get more.
Right. No, I agree. I'll always hold, always buy more. I read an interesting article that sort of said exactly what you said. The rich are basically, this is one of the first cryptocurrency is one of the first things where the poor got in before the rich by a lot. And most every other thing in history is the opposite. And so supposedly there's going to be a lot of trying to, get the poor out of it and get the rich into it. So like false flag type, Elon Musk things. And here's what's kind of fucked up is here's two really funny things about this. The first is Elon Musk owns a lot of cryptocurrency. And the second thing is because we don't regulate this yet, it's unregulated. He can't even get in trouble because it's unregulated. So
They did say the SEC was looking into it because someone tweeted that like they speculated that Tesla would sell their Bitcoin, or maybe already has. And Elon tweeted back, he said, indeed. So like he kind of confirmed it, kind of didn't. But the SEC, they said the SEC was like looking into that because you can't do that.
Right. And yeah. So I guess the more Tesla aspect of it, that's where the SEC can come in.
Right.
I know he got in trouble for something similar to this, but with stocks, and had to pay an Elon Musk fine, which for us is like 8 cents. but that was for stocks. This is cryptocurrency. Stocks are regulated, crypto is unregulated. But it's
True.
interesting because Tesla owns Bitcoin, so that could be the sneaky way in.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he said Tesla was going to go private, and he said he had the funds to do it, and he just didn't. So
right.
can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of crazy, but kind of the man, and kind of insane, and kind of fuck a set of money. But I kind of respect it.
Yeah, but like I was all on, like I was all for it. Like I have a reservation on a Cybertruck, like from like a year ago at this point. But I was like total on board with Elon. Now he's pissing me off a little bit.
I think he's just going through a phase. I think he's like Kanye, where if you had to sit down with him and you hung out with him for a week, you would have a couple issues. He's a genius. Let him do his thing. You know what? We're going day by day here. He didn't sell his Bitcoin on Tesla. I think we're gonna see lots of, oh, Elon bought Bitcoin, it's up 1,000,000%, and then I think we're gonna. When one other thing, real not even Elon, we're talking about rich and poor. As the economy reopens, a lot of the poor people theoretically got money and used it for stocks, but now they're using it for reopening. They're gonna have to go out to eat, buy new clothes, go on vacation, so they have to sell all that stuff. Who can buy all that stuff? Rich people. So
Yeah, it is true. So this is like a good way to get the poor people out and the rich people in. But I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere.
oh yeah, you hold HODL, hold on for dear life. Always do that. And if you're throw a little Bitcoin on. If it goes down, throw a little more on, and then eventually you could either be fucked or a genius. So I always view it as, if we all lose this money because of Bitcoin, it's going to be a hilarious story. Like,
To tell our kids.
you know how stupid we were? We put all our money in this fucking fake cryptocurrency that obviously busted. Or that's how we're on planet 17 and no one else is here. So
Yeah. True. Well, then I'll see you on Planet 17. Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully, yeah, we'll be there.
Cool. Well, then congrats, Liz. But super annoying that got to pick up this tab when had a rough couple days.
Yeah. Next date night, wait for the price of Bitcoin to go up, and then maybe drop the news.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty selfish of her. She should have just held on to the news.
Yeah.
Check the markets,
Right.
and then tell me on an upswing day.
Right. Yeah. Or at least on a downswing. If it's even for a week. It's like a COVID rate. If it goes down, it's the opposite of COVID. If Bitcoin goes down too much, don't say anything. If it's even or up a little bit, okay, now it's time to announce your career achievement.
Yeah. It's just selfish to just announce it, whenever you want.
Right. There's still people suffering from the pandemic, Liz. So
Seriously.
congratulations.
Congratulations. I guess there's not, hundreds of thousands of people still suffering through this pandemic, lost their jobs, everything. But, congrats.
Yeah, we'll tell everyone in India to put down their syringes for which is being used for medicine. Wasn't trying to insult them.
I guess we can just go tell Gaza and Israel that this is
Right.
the most important thing that happened today, huh?
Everyone clap for Liz. But shout out Liz.
Yeah. All right. I gotta go.
All right, yeah, I gotta go watch this Cubs game. So different degrees of having to go.
All right. Well, good luck to Lester.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck to Liz, and hopefully Bitcoin doesn't crash. You can afford this by the time you go.
Well, yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Later.